Today, community means something much different than it did when my father, born in 1915, was a boy in rural Alabama. Young people now can hardly imagine a world before phones, before internet, before social media, and as cars were just becoming available to a few people, even before there were adequate roads for them. People traveled by foot, horse and buggy, or long distances by train when absolutely necessary. The people you went to school with, grew up with, and the one you would eventually marry were those who lived within walking distance. The nearest town was where the men went on Saturday to sit around the pickle barrel at the general store, and women to get their hair done and to buy the essentials they didn't grow for themselves: sugar, milled flour, and maybe a stick of penny candy. Everyone knew everyone else and their business. When someone in the community was seriously sick, the women from one household would help to see to the needs of each other's families. Crops would be shared or bartered. The farm work brought communities together when someone was raising a new barn or building a cabin, or when a farmer needed help from local kids to help put up hay. School was in a one-room schoolhouse taught by a school marm, so you grew up in the same class with all the kids in a range from 5 to 18 years old. In most farm communities, many kids wouldn't make it past the 8th grade because of responsibilities on the farm, since schooling was, after all, a bit of a luxury. Church was another gathering place for those who attended and were active members of the community, and that meant going to whatever church was there and listening to whatever preacher was riding the circuit to your hometown that Sunday. Now, fast forward to the 21st century. I don't need to describe it for you, but contrast your community with the description of the community just given. My immediate thought is overwhelming. The town of Bowling Green is now the size of a major city back then. There are people from all over the world, all of whom have been affected by modernization, most of whom, I dare say, don't even know their neighbor next door. Our community, if it can even be called that, is mainly our social media circle, and they may be, in my case, 8,000 miles away. But they're probably people who already share my worldview because I may have unfriended everyone else. Churches are ever larger and less personal. So far, Lost River has managed to avoid that big church feel because we have a strong biblical commitment toward community. But we too may be isolated from the larger community of Bowling Green. That is, unless we take seriously the Great Commission. Unless we are willing to extend ourselves to people outside our social media circles and interact with our community. This week's giving challenge is to burst the bubble that we live in and extend ourselves to our community at large. We can't restore the past, but we can bring some of the up-close and personal character of the past into our present. The only reason we might do that is we know that our community, now more than ever, needs God. Jesus said to his listeners, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven."